We are joined by Mike Roach. He's the Coast to Coast for Cancer rider here in studio. So later this month, Chicago area man is cycling 225 miles to raise money for a great cause. So Mike Roach is participating in the Bristol Myers Squibb's Coast to Coast for Cancer ride to raise money for cancer research in support of the V Foundation. This marks his 5th time, participating in Coast to Coast for Cancer, but the first time you're riding through Illinois, your home state.
Correct.
Thanks
Where
for
are you
coming
from?
in this morning.
I'm from Orland Park.
Orland Park,
nice.
southwest suburbs.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Now the V Foundation, so we know this is Jimmy V.
This is Jimmy.
Okay,
V.
yeah,
V
Valvano,
Foundation.
yeah.
Absolutely.
And tell us about the cause, and then we'll dive into what you guys are doing.
Absolutely. So I'm, along with 108 of my fellow BMS employees, we're participating in the 2025 Coast to Coast for Cancer ride. It actually is going to kick off this Friday in the Pacific Ocean in Cannon Beach, Oregon. Goes over 27 days, 9 different teams. On October 1st, the last team will dip their toes in the Atlantic Ocean in Long Branch, New Jersey. And the goal is to raise over $1 million for the V Foundation in advancing cancer research. This is the 12th year that Bristol Myers Squibb has participated, raised over $19 million, and it's expanded over the years from the US. It's now involved in Latin America, Europe, and Japan as well.
So what ties you to this organization? Obviously, it's close to your heart for you to be able to participate and ride 225 miles.
Absolutely. So my family, like so many of our families, has been directly impacted by cancer. I lost my mother 23 years ago to colon cancer. That was just 1 year after my father-in-law, Pat, had passed from complications of Parkinson's and cancer. Fast forward, my mother-in-law was my last surviving grandparent for my 3 kids. She had 8 grandchildren. She was diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer 8.5 years ago. She fought valiantly for 7.5 years. She was able to raise all of her grandkids, even to the point where my nephew was married about 8 months before she passed. And my previous rides, she was always one of my big cheerleaders. She kind of thought I was half crazy, but it meant a lot to her as she was going through treatment. For me to do this, and it's just been an incredibly rewarding experience, and the company is so good about sponsoring it and raising all this great money.
And they obviously give you a few days off to do this. So paint a picture for how this is going to unfold. I just saw Cannon Beach, Oregon.
Right.
Okay, so you are on a team with
Correct.
27 others.
I'm on a team with 11 others.
With 11 others.
Our team will do St. Louis to Indianapolis over 3 days, approximately 225 miles over those 3 days.
Okay, so how does the bike or the team get from Cannon Beach to St. Louis? Are there other teams of 11 that are going to be doing
Absolutely.
stages? Okay.
So Bristol Myers contracts with a coaching company and a logistics company. We get coaching started in March. We've been doing training since March.
Wow.
We've gotten together for team rides twice over the summertime to meet your team, to build some camaraderie. And then we have a logistics company that has the vans and all the support put in place. I'm telling you, it's a fantastic opportunity.
Wow.
You're treated like a king, but most importantly, it's to benefit patients and raise a lot of money for the V Foundation.
So talking about these people who are participating, obviously you have to have a good bike and good gear. So how have you guys done that? Is the company providing these things for you?
Absolutely. So it is a competitive process because so many of our fellow employees want to participate in this. It's the 12th year.
Yeah.
So you submit your name in the fall and you give your reason why, and then people are selected. You're provided a very nice bike, and you can make a donation to the V Foundation at the end of the ride to keep the bike. You're given coaching, you're given support. It's just a fantastic opportunity. And really, most people haven't ridden a bike in 20 or 30 years.
Oh, really?
And they're starting from absolute scratch. And by the end of the training period, you're doing 225 miles.
Woohoo!
And it's a really rewarding experience.
That's unbelievable. So is the 225 over the course of 3 days then?
Absolutely.
Okay. So in your training rides, have you pushed up to, because that's averaging 70, 75 miles a day.
Absolutely.
Now, fortunately, your stretch is relatively flat compared to the folks
I'll hold you to that. I'll let you know.
Actually, Missouri, There's some hills, but you're going to be
Absolutely.
on the Illinois side. Actually, they'll creep up on you. Those Missouri hills are not easy.
Absolutely.
However, so what's been your kind of hardest training ride as you lead up to this event?
So we build up every month. We have monthly mileage markers at the end of each month. To give you some idea, this weekend upcoming will be my August monthly mileage marker. 3 days, 50 miles, 70 miles.
Ooh.
So we're not kidding around.
No.
Yeah. If you have advice, I'm sure, do you know the age ranges of people who are participating?
I can tell you that it's anywhere from the mid-20s into the 60s and everywhere in between. Some people are gifted riders. They might be marathon runners. Some people, like I had mentioned, haven't ridden a bike in 30 or 40 years.
So do you find that this has changed your life, getting into this, even just the exercise, the daily routine, the training, the vigor, the mind challenges that you've gone through training to do this?
Absolutely. First and foremost, it benefits patients.
Yeah.
We raise a lot of money in doing so.
Yeah.
But just the camaraderie, you meet people from around the country that you never would have had a chance to interact with within the company, and you build lifelong friends. It's wonderful. And it's really a super rewarding experience. I can't tell you how rewarding it is.
How back to square one did you have to go, or have you had cycling as a hobby through adult life?
No, I did not. I rode as a kid like we all did. A good friend of mine, Mike, who works with the company as well, talked me into it in 2018. And of course, I'm wearing the bike kit that we wear.
Nice.
And you clip in, you're very aware of it. And it's quite a bit to get used to.
Yeah.
And as I'm sure you can imagine, there's a lot of falling down, a lot of humility. The first time you put the bike kit on as maybe a more mature gentleman,
It doesn't fit like it did.
Might be kidded a little bit by your buddies.
That's all right.
But I will say it's a good way to get money from your friends who are making fun of you.
Yeah.
Sure.
One way or another. Can you speak to the V Foundation a little bit? I know you mentioned how they support cancer research. Is there any more details that you can give us about this particular foundation?
Absolutely. So it is, like Anthony had mentioned, from the Jim Valvano, the old North Carolina State basketball coach, and his famous ESPY speech back in 1993. Bristol Myers Squibb has partnered with the V Foundation for a number of years. A very interesting point, and what I stress to the people who are fortunate or good enough to donate to me is 100% of every dollar is used in advancing cancer research. And it's an incredible journey that they've been on. This is just one thing they do to raise money, but they've raised a ton of money over the years. Like I had mentioned, Bristol Myers Squibb, in our 12th year now, exceeding $19 million going directly to the V Foundation to advance cancer research.
Wow.
And 100% of the donations go directly there.
I'm super inspired by the fact that it's not a have-to thing and that it was actually competitive to even be able to do it.
Absolutely.
That speaks a lot about the folks that you work with. Okay, it does. What do you think, because you mentioned, there's an application process. You got to write an essay. You got to kind of demonstrate why you're the right match to be on this exclusive team. What do you feel like it was about your application or your backstory that might have made the difference to get you on the squad?
Well, everybody's a little bit different, but everybody has a unique story. Cancer has impacted all of us. As a matter of fact, of the 11 people on my team, 2 are cancer survivors.
Oh, wow.
So it is amazing. And I've ridden with people in the past who've gone through all different kind of struggles. They may have lost a child, they may have lost a spouse. It's an incredible experience, the stories you hear. Every story is a little bit different, but they're all super inspiring, and people rally to the cause, understanding that this is such an important thing to do to raise more money to get better treatment options for cancer patients.
So we still have a couple more weeks until you ride. Can people still donate? Can they find you online?
I'm glad you asked. If people are interested in learning more about it or donating, hopefully, it's cancerbikeride.org. That's cancerbikeride.org. You can look for my team, which is Outspoken for Patients. But there's 8 other teams.
Outspoken.
You like that?
With
I love it.
an IN. I love that. That's very clever.
And there's 8 other teams that every story is unique. None is better or worse than the other. If you can give a couple of dollars to support advancing cancer research, and the first team will be dipping their toes in the Pacific Ocean, the very cold Pacific Ocean, on Friday morning. and this thing will start.
Nice.
I didn't mention that's kind of a tradition when you do a transcontinental ride. You dip your wheel in the Pacific, you dip your wheel in the Atlantic, and it's, amazing photo op. Real quick before we let you go, because we're almost out of time here, Mike, but when you and your teammates ride, will you guys do like a pace line kind of thing and cut the wind for one another? Is that how it works and do it that way? I didn't know if you...
So we'll have coaches for safety at the front and back. They're on radios. We also have 2 trail vans that are wrapped coast to coast for cancer, trying to get people to donate along the way. Sometimes single file, sometimes we do doubles. It's always about safety, and we ride in some pretty remote areas, and anything's possible from forest fires to storms to construction. So you've got to be flexible. You got to be ready for anything. But like I said, it's an unbelievable experience, and I would encourage not only to give, but to my fellow employees, challenge yourself. It's well worth it.
Are you going to keep biking after this?
I'm worried about this year right now. We'll get through this year. We'll get through this year.
Mike Roach, good luck.
Thank you
good
very,
luck.
very much.
I love what you're doing. This is awesome.
Thank you both.
All right. Follow up with us after the ride. I want to hear all about it. Maybe see
Will do. Well, you can get your wallet out anytime
you know what? Outspoken.
Outspoken for patients. CancerbikeRide.org.
The number 4. Mike Roach, thank you so much. Really
thank
appreciate
you both.
it. We're back with more Chicago Now right after this.